Hey, Becky, thanks for the time. I'm just wondering if you could, it looked like the back line struggled a little bit with the rotation that the Reign was doing up top. They were kind of using Morrow as a false nine, and she was sitting deep and then making runs from deep positions. Could you just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so the formation that we play, our width comes from our outside back, so we want to get them high and wide. The thing is that if we do that and we lose the ball, then in this case, OL Reign's attacking players are in an advanced position. It's hard for us to actually get back into our countermeasures. And so it's tough when we lose the ball. It's great when we keep the ball because then we get our outside backs in advanced positions. But because Lesemer and Pino were kind of staying high and not really traveling back to defend the outside backs, they're just in good positions. And then they transition really well. That's what they're looking for. So with Marjan kind of floating in that space in front of the center backs, if it gets to her, I mean, she can just basically blindly hit it either side of her, and she has players that are running on. So it's a risky tactic, but it's a dangerous and high reward as well, as we saw today.
Kaylin, did you have a follow-up?
Sure. I mean, if no one else has a question, I do.
No, we have questions, but
okay,
yeah.
no, yeah, you can move on.
Okay, awesome, thank you. We'll go next to Paul Dancer. Paul, go ahead.
Hi, Becky. Just talk a little bit about what the Reign was doing in midfield to really make it difficult for you guys to play as quickly as you have been with those combinations through the middle and even getting wide to the backs.
Yeah, sure. So the way that their midfielders play, you've got, Rose and Jess Fishlock, who are really willing to make runs, deep lying runs from the midfield into their front line and behind our back line. And that's really dangerous. And it's tough for our midfielders to track as well. And so their team is very much built for that transitional moment. And you can tell that they would gain possession and, a center back or Quinn or an outside back, one of them, they basically just look up and they've got these runners that are just hitting the line. And as a back line, we have to honor that. So we're dropping and it's just creating space. And so it's something that we're really going to have to work on. It's tough to play against. And also, like, obviously we're playing against world-class players and they know how to make that run and they know how to play that run. So it's something that we're definitely going to have to look and train against for upcoming matches for sure.
Thank you. We'll go next to Grant.
Hi, Becky. Thanks for taking the time. This has been like a grueling stretch of 5 games in 16 days for the Thorns. I was wondering how the team was feeling mentally and physically after this tough result and how you flip the switch and bounce back for the next weekend.
Yeah, you're right. It's been a tough stretch, and I think the team has done extremely well for as many games as we've had and the tough cadence that we've had. And so coming here and playing at Lumen Field against a team that's had, 3, 4, 5 days more rest than we did, like, you could tell that we looked a little leggy out there. And so we understand that. Obviously, we're disappointed with the result, but we also know we've got a lot still to play for. We got, I think, the Spirit next. And so really, it's just closing out the chapter of this game, learning from it, learning how to apply what we need to for the next game, and just keep going. There's always another soccer game.
Thank you. Last question for AJ. Go ahead.
Thank you for taking the time, Becky. My question is sort of about Lumen Field and the atmosphere here tonight. A new NWSL record for attendance, more than 27,000 fans in here to watch you guys play. What was it like to play here and hear all these fans, even if the majority of them were cheering against you?
Honestly, it was great. I've only played here for an international match, and so to play here for a professional game for the NWSL, to have the record, I mean, it felt great. It feels like what every professional game should feel like, and unfortunately, yeah, you're right. A lot of those people were not cheering for us, and it would have been nice to have won the game to kind of quiet the crowd. But unfortunately, that's not the way it went. But the environment was great, and I would love to play every single game in an environment like this.